Hello traders, Robert here with another FX market update. So let's start with the dollar index. So same outlook as last week. I'm liking the completed flat pattern here. However, we know that the US dollar index is made up mostly of the euro. So if we compare this chart to the euro dollar chart, we see that this price action here, this looks quite corrective. Very choppy, overlapping, fits well in a parallel structure, all hallmarks of corrective price action. So I'm thinking maybe we need one more move down to complete this larger degree flat. Maybe we need to push just a bit lower to get a bit closer to that 50% sweet spot in terms of Fibonacci retracement. And on the dollar index, that would imply a move up. Similarly, into that sweet spot, somewhere between the 50 and the 61.8 perhaps. So that's where my focus will be for dollar pairs this week. Which direction are we going to go? And looking at the other majors, my outlook is mostly the same as last week. Still not sure about a couple. I am hoping for this ending or leading diagonal rather in US CAD to resolve. I think that would be an excellent trade if it does. So keeping an eye on that. Still not sure about Swiss. And then of course dollar yen. It's retraced about 99.9% of the previous impulse move, if this even is the correct count. So when this happens and the retracement is nearly 100%, it's probably wise for us to have an alt count in the background. So I'm going to start thinking about alternate options for this and keep an eye on this invalidation level starting next week. As far as the cross currencies go, not a whole lot. The Euro-Aussie triangle I mentioned last week looks pretty close to triggering, so that still looks fairly good in my opinion. If that's something you would like to trade in your trading plan, you can consider this option. Pound Canadian dollar, I think, just from a technical standpoint, looks quite good. I think we have a nice sharp impulsive move here. Nice three-wave corrective move that I believe goes to about 61.8%. If you're okay with this truncated ending diagonal, that's the only question mark in my head for this count. But I think it counts fairly well. This is very sharp, and I think it's fairly clear that this is an impulsive move of some kind. And then given the choppy overlapping price action, straight to 61.8 with very nice momentum divergence. I think this one might need one more to the downside, so you can pick your preferred entry style, and hopefully we get one more move down on that pair. Waiting for a bounce in Aussie Kiwi. I think we have another possible triangle here. I like how price action has bounced right against the area of resistance here. So for me, I am waiting for a clearer pattern of ideally the current impulsive move down extends out a bit, we get a nice three-wave bounce, and then I think going short would make the most sense there. But other than that, not too much. As far as news, so Monday is a Canadian bank holiday, so that will typically dry up volume. So just think twice if you are going to open any Canadian dollar trades. But the big news next week was definitely this. Tuesday morning, 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard, US CPI numbers. And lately, CPI numbers have certainly shake the market up. So if you do have any open USD trades, keep an eye on them Tuesday morning. Maybe even tighten up stops, or depending on your strategy, maybe widen the stops, right? Often on CPI day, we get a lot of volatility. So just keep an eye on that. But other than that, not too much. Maybe the Aussie unemployment numbers on Wednesday could move things, but certainly the big news is going to be Tuesday morning, US CPI numbers. So other than that, I think that's all for this week. So again, watching the dollar, see which direction it wants to go. Do we need one more up to complete the higher degree flat pattern, or is this just a complex 1-2-1-2 sequence to the downside? Watching a couple of the dollar pairs to see if they resolve, and just keeping an eye on a couple of the crosses if the patterns stay clean. If the patterns stay clear, perhaps taking a shot at a couple of the crosses this week makes sense. But yeah, that's it for this week. I'll catch you next time, guys. Have a good one.